This is the last slidecast for the Scheduler Prices module. In this we're going to look at how do we prepare the schedule of prices. So it's a three-step process for the schedule preparation. The first step is taking off. In the old days they called it squaring. It's the measure and calculating the work from the drawings. So you go through the drawings and you measure every item and you record it. The best way to do that is to use a whole lot of coloured pens and colour in all the different items in different colours, and then I always write it all on the drawing. So it is like a calculation, and you need to keep that drawing that you've marked up and marked all the calculations on. You need to keep that. That's part of your calculations. The next part is abstracting, where you're grouping similar items together. So you go through the drawings again, and if you've done it right and put all of the pipe work in one colour and all of the earthworks in another colour, it's just a matter of pulling together similar items. And then the scheduling is taking those similar items and arranging them into the schedule. Now in the past there was a lot of rigmarole with this. There was special tables that you used to do, and there was a specific way of doing it, six-figure tables and all sorts of stuff. Nowadays it's all done with computers, with putting it all into Excel. So what was done 10 years ago is totally different from what we do now. So the quantity is the estimated number of units. It's calculated from the measurement of the drawings, and I've already talked about that process of taking off, abstracting and scheduling. So taking off is you're measuring the items from the drawing, and the best way to do that is to take a set of drawings and then mark each item as you measure it. So you measure an item of pipe, you highlight it, you write the length on top of that. Do the next bit of pipe, highlight it, work your way through the drawing. Then look at the manholes, maybe highlight them in a different colour, then count them all. And what I usually do is in a corner I'll write down all the items. So I'll say pipe, and then I'll if there's say lengths of 10 meters, 20 meters and 30 meters, I'll say pipe 10 plus 20 plus 30, and I'll have a total there. So it's a good idea to sort of be able to put in your intermediate calculations, because you want to be able to go back to it and understand how you arrived at those numbers in your schedule. You mark up the measures on your drawing. As I said, it's a good idea to have lots and lots of different coloured pens to do it, or highlighters. And the drawings that you've marked up become part of the schedule calculations. If you've marked up the calculations in the schedule, you need to be able to go back and find out where you've made the mistake, or if there was a mistake that was actually made. And the only way to do that is to go back to your original calculation, which in this case is that sheet with all the pretty colours on it. Abstracting is when you're breaking the work down. Now the way we do it is we do the abstracting first, in a way, because we do the work breakdown structure, break it all down, and then we do the taking off and start slotting the items into the appropriate group, appropriate work item. Collect all the measurements together, spreadsheets or handwritten sheets, add the measurements up to get the total for that item. So you add up all of the different, if there's a 100 ml pipe, you might have half a dozen different lengths. You add them all up to get one set of one number. Once again, you need to keep a record of this. And scheduling is transferring the item quantities from the calculations to the schedule.